Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to share a tour of my green cabinet that I have in my bedroom, along with some tips that I used a couple years ago when I was going through the process of decluttering, because this cabinet is organized, or I think it's organized to my standards now, but I've had it for a long time and it hasn't always been this organized. But yeah, if you guys have seen my apartment tour video, you know that Nick and I live in a really small apartment, and I will say that that video kind of makes it look bigger than it is because I used a wide angle lens to film it, and that is very tricky because it's not as light and bright as it feels on camera, unfortunately. We don't have any sort of linen closet. We actually keep our toilet paper in a basket in our bedroom, which is hilarious, but it is what it is, and we're happy. That's all that matters. So yeah, we have a really small kitchen. The storage in there is pretty sparse, and then there are no drawers in our bathroom at all for storage. And the closet that we have obviously houses our clothing, but it also has like our camping gear and our filming equipment and like out of season stuff like Nick snowboards and snow clothing and stuff like that. So there's not much space in there for anything else. So that's where this cabinet comes in. I've had it for years, I want to say 4 or 5 years, and it's kind of like the hub of the organization in our apartment, and that might sound kind of weird, but it's just awesome. It has a lot of small drawers, so it's easy to organize, and it takes things that could easily become clutter, like little things, little collections, and gives them a place to live so that they're not cluttering up our apartment, which I'm down for. So anyway, let's hop right into the tour. We have home stuff and tools, pens, pencils, scissors, and jewelry tools, an entire drawer for Nick's Prisma markers, which are in this container, a place for paints and floral wire, paper crafts. This one's one of my favorites. I keep all of my little crafty bits on little saucers so that I can see them easily when I open up the drawer. We have adhesives like glue and tape, a whole drawer for ribbon because it's that important. And this is sort of a work in progress, but this is some photos. We have photos on CD, negatives, and then prints. There's paper storage, postcards, and stamps. This drawer holds all of my travel bottles that I fill up when I'm going somewhere. This one's also one of my favorites. It's all of my beauty products. I have my essential oils and supplements in here, but I also have more in the kitchen. Tax papers, computer cords and chargers and things, and printer ink. And then we have 6 empty drawers. So this system works really well for me. I love that I can look at the outside and just easily find whatever I'm looking for. But like I said at the beginning of this video, I wasn't always this organized. And again, this is like, I have like a creative brain, so this is organized to my standards. Maybe not for you, but like I said, it works well for me, and that's what matters. I used to overshop horribly, and when I first had this cabinet, I would just stuff it full of all kinds of stuff, craft supplies. I used to work at Paper Source and I got a really good discount, so I would just shop there constantly, almost daily, which is horribly embarrassing to say, but it is what it is. And then I would just stuff all my stuff in this cabinet and I would never be able to find it again. So that leads me into my 3 tips of decluttering and really organizing your space. The first tip is be realistic with yourself about what you actually need. Back when I used to shop all the time, I would just buy things because they were on sale and I thought that that was awesome and a good deal. But in reality, just storing stuff that I never used just filled up space and made me feel anxious. I'm much happier now with the smaller amount of things that I have because I use them daily or weekly. It's not like I'm holding on to things that I think I might use down the road. I'm just keeping things that I actually use, and that's much more manageable for me. Tip number 2 for when you're decluttering is go through things by category. So an example of this would be taking all of your pens from every room in your house, putting them all together, and then from there, deciding what you're going to keep and what you're going to donate. And this is obviously a tip that comes from Marie Kondo's book. I read that book when I first started thinking about decluttering, and it really changed my perspective of the things that I needed. I think that going about cleaning in that way, by category, is really helpful, and it's honestly a big time saver because you're just kind of dealing with things all at once and then you don't have to think about it again. So it's much easier than just going room by room. And my third tip is don't compare yourself to others. And I feel like I talk about this a lot in my videos, and I do because I have to remind myself of this all the time. I feel like it's especially hard if you're online all the time or sharing online all the time. I mean, it's easy to just look at what other people are doing and think that that's what you should be doing too. But in reality, we're all different, and I don't think that downsizing and being intentional about what you purchase is ever a bad thing. But in reality, that process is going to look different for everyone because everyone has different needs, different hobbies, different jobs, different people that they're living with and stuff like that. So don't get down on yourself if you feel like what you're doing to better yourself looks different from what the next person's doing, because we're all different and that's great. We can all learn from each other, but we don't need to compare ourselves and our stuff to anyone else. So those are my 3 tips. The thing that I really wanted to get across to you guys is that this is an awesome system for me. It works really well for me. But if I were still living the way that I used to live, which was just buying stuff all the time and trying to find creative ways to organize my clutter, this would not be beneficial for me at all. The reason that this system works for me is because I've dealt with my clutter. I'm really mindful about what I bring into my home now, and I'm not always just thinking about the next thing I'm gonna buy and how I'm gonna store it in my home. You know what I mean? So I don't know, food for thought, I guess. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for those of you who are supporting me on Patreon. I hope you guys are having a great week, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.